Flat Top Mountain here in southern West Virginia. This is the Alleghany Front Almanac. I'm Doc, and each week we'll take a look at what the land, the sky, and the souls are doing. This is the Almanac for the week of November 9th through the 15th. The mountain changed its mood this week. One moment, flat top, was a bare November forest. And in the next, it was wrapped with 8 inches of quiet snow. The kind that doesn't fall so much as settles over the world. It's like pressing a soft finger to its lips. The ridge went hush, still, and even the old oaks seemed to hold their breath. Inside that stillness, chores suddenly turned urgent. I spent most of the week racing the weather, closing the barn, fussing with the bunnies, which still need to be moved before the next snow tests my procrastination. Snow has a way of showing you exactly what you should have done last week. And then there's the oaks. They drop their leaves all at once, like a sigh. You could hear through the entire hollow. If you've been around Appalachian forest long enough, you know that the land is saying, all right, winter's coming. So next week is leaf collecting here at the pharmacy, where oak leaves are more than just debris. They're deep litter bedding, compost fuel, insulation, and a survival strategy. Meanwhile, my Honda Element sits half open like a patient on an operating table. Timing chain. Paused. Snowfall creates its own kind of drama. I swear, I was almost done. But that evening, everything stopped. When the sky erupted, the auroras rolled over the mountains like someone tore a hole in the heavens and poured out the neon. The pink, the red, drifted across the ridges in slow waves. We stared from our porch. That wasn't enough. We got in our car. My sister, Lisa, my brother. We drove to the top of the mountain and stared as we watched the pink and red dance across the mountain sky. It felt ancient, electric. I even feel that the mountains raised up to look. If the land had a pulse this week, you could feel it. And we felt it. The mountain weather forecast for November 17th through the 23rd. This week, the weather plays a cat and mouse game with you. The mountain is between seasons right now. Snow behind us, winter stalking forward, and each day pulling us in a different direction. Plus, mud season is here. Monday will be the golden window. Bright sun, crisp, cold. The ground firm enough to trust, but just damp enough that it might be slippery. Tuesday, cold and inconvenient. It'll drizzle, mid-40s, gray as gunmetal. Wednesday and Thursday, that's the comeback kids, mid-50s, surprisingly kind, the kind of day that tricks you into thinking winter, that it's not serious. Friday, it's going to be warm, wet, slightly dramatic, low 60s, drizzle returns. That air, it has that storm brew feel and the wind. This weekend, Cloudy, light rain, whispers of warmth. This is the week when you want to listen carefully, not just for the forecast, but the land itself, shifting, settling, preparing. Last week, the sun didn't just flare. It threw energy across the entire solar system. A cluster of powerful eruptions hurled charged particles towards Earth, and when they hit our magnetosphere, the sky went wild. Auroras, seen all over the United States. As deep as Florida, but here in southern West Virginia, the ridges glowed. The sky rippled. It was around the 11th and the 12th when there was a cluster of strong solar eruptions that sent waves of particles towards Earth. That lit the sky up, and auroras were seen through most of the United States. One of the most intense displays we've had in years. Those kind of geomagnetic storms don't just color the sky. They move things. Animals get a little restless. Navigation patterns shift. And folks, they get a little weird. As we head into next week, models show continuous elevated geomagnetic activity. Not another G4 storm, but enough to still feel the hum. Keep your eye out on the sky after dark. If it's clear, you might catch another whisper of the rolling across the sky. It's a quiet week on the ridge and hollers. Folks around here have mostly been minding their own barns, pulling the leaves off their porch, and getting ready for the next round of rain. But I do have a piece of news for you. I will be in Bluefield on Wednesday, the 19th, to teach my kombucha class. We'll go over brewing the basics, from SCOBY care, flavoring, to how to keep your kombucha happy in the cold weather. If you're nearby, swing on in and say hey. Beyond that, it's just the land settling into the season, and everyone else is doing the same. It wouldn't be the Alleghany Front Almanac without our weekly garden tip. Today's tip is, with the oak leaves finally letting go of their leaves, it's time to collect them. Guys, they're perfect for deep litter bedding because they hold structure, they break down slowly. They're great for those muddy garden paths where you can layer them 4 to 6 inches deep on your garden beds for winter protection. If you've got some potted herbs, pack those oak leaves at the base and shield them from the freeze-thaw cycle. Just throw them in with your chickens to help with the deep litter bedding. The land gives us what we need. We take it, and we thrive. First snow has a way of resetting things. The land, the animals, and even the people. There's a moment right after the storm when everything feels paused. In that pause, you can almost hear the ridges breathe. This week gave us that pause, a chance to look around, tuck things in, and remember that winter asks us to slow down, not necessarily stop, just ease into a different rhythm. And with the aurora lighting the sky, we got to remember that even in the quiet season, the world is very much alive. Guys, until next time, I'm Doc. Live slowly, love deeply, and fear nothing. Adios.